Black? Check. Gay? Check. Women? Are they a woman? I don't know. I can't tell. I'm not a biologist. Oh boy. Oh man. I don't know what to say about this one right here. So apparently at the most recent annual meeting that the NFL has every year with the owners, they are now implementing a new hiring policy. Oh wait, better yet, it's more of a hiring mandate where all teams has to hire a minority to be an assistant coach on the offensive side of the football. Oh man, if this is not great, I don't know what it is. The league's rationale is that in order to encourage and or get more minority, head coaches in the NFL, they have to go down a level and force owners to hire a minority person to be on the offensive side of the football as an assistant coach. Since most coaches come from the offensive side of the football. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I would imagine that this has some form of violation when it comes to the Civil Rights Acts, when it comes to race involved with hiring. What the hell? Our President Joe Biden, he just blatantly say he's going to hire a black woman to be a Supreme Court judge, regardless of, her credentials. So what the hell? I mean, if he can get away with it, the NFL can, and so on and so on. So anyway, it says here, the coach will be paid from a league-wide fund, and he or she must work closely with the head coach and offensive staff. So basically, the person that's hired for this position won't even be on the team's payroll. It's like this is more of a charity hire, and I don't know about you, but to me that will cause a lot of animosity, within the organization. It'll make me feel degraded, because now your peers, the coaches, the players, they'll just basically see you as a welfare hire. And this would be bad if a particular coach or minority person hired in this position, they want to move up the coaching ranks. And you don't want to start your career like this. So they also said there has been some progress in other sectors. We've seen progress on the defensive side of the ball in particular. The offensive side of the ball has just lagged behind. This initiative shows a change on the offense, a change that's needed. So my question would be, why are there less minority coaches on the offensive side of the football than on the defensive side of the football? I will have to really think about that. I mean, there's no mandate needed to hire minority coaches on the defensive side of football, but now we're going to put it on the offensive side of football. And I will argue that it's because being a defensive coach in the NFL, which I believe is not as tedious as it is to be an offensive coordinator, since defense is reactive, while offense, you have to be proactive. Therefore, you have to think 2 steps ahead. Now, I'm in no way trying to insult, a black man by saying he's not smart enough to be an offensive coach. No. I would definitely not say that, especially me, myself, being a black man. But what I am saying is that it takes more time, more mental labor, and exertion when it comes to complex offensive strategies. And that has nothing to do about race, but more about the time, spent in the lab to develop these abilities. And just look at the numbers. A majority of people that will spend that time in order to get those abilities ready will most likely be a white player that was on a high school team that couldn't make the college team, or that was on a college team, but it couldn't make the pro. I mean, just doing some basic Google search, and one will see that the percentage of black players in the NFL is approximately 71%, while the percentage of black players in college football is approximately 43%. So if a majority of college football players are white, but a majority of NFL players are black, then that would make one think that most of the players that don't make it are white players. And if they don't make it and they love football, what do you think they do if they can't make it to the pros? Ding, ding, ding. They go into coaching, starting from the low ranks of like a graduate assistant, to possibly a position coach, maybe become like a coordinator of some sort, and hopefully a head coach. Maybe head coach in high school, head coach in college, or hopefully a head coach in NFL. Now, Jim Harbaugh, the coach of the Michigan Wolverines, I mean, he already met his quota. He hired a female graduate assistant who will now be working with the team's quarterbacks. And her credentials, besides meeting the diversity, equity, and inclusion requirements, are that she was a basketball player at Georgetown and her brother is a defensive end on the team. That's it. And look at this. Over the previous 5 hiring cycles, there were 36 head coaching openings, right? Only 4 black men were hired to fill those positions. 4 divided by 36, just doing the math, is approximately 11%. Now, per America's racial demographics, the percentage of black folks in America is approximately 12%. So in theory, and in actuality, the NFL is on pace with society as a whole when it comes to diversity in their head coach hiring. So statistically, this isn't even about diversity between black and white, but it's about the NFL, which is like the vanguard, the epitome of masculinity, is just capitulating to the left-leaning liberal ideas. And once again, the black man is being used as a Trojan horse to integrate women and LGBT type into male spaces. And honestly, I have no problem with a woman or someone from the LGBT group being in the NFL or being a coach or so forth. But as long as they go by the same rules and they have to go through the same type of rigmaroles that the heterosexual males had to go through. So I'm in no way advocating for more white men to become head coaches. That is not what I'm saying here. I'm just advocating for the truth that needs to be more prevalent in our reality and in our society. Because think about it, if one really wants to be equal and have equality, then they would embrace the truth, right? I would imagine so and hope so. But tell me what you guys think. I mean, am I right? Am I wrong to think that this NFL hiring mandate is totally a bad idea and they shouldn't do it? Leave a message in the comments. Let me know. Thanks for listening. Later.